Let's welcome in Randy Lewis. And Maria, why don't you do the introduction for Mr. Randy Lewis on this one?
I will. We're happy to have Randy with us today. Randy is the interim CEO at the Martinsburg-Berkeley County Chamber of Commerce. And full disclosure here, Randy and I have worked together a lot over the years, but especially a lot over the last 3, almost 4 months now. I am the current chair of the board at the chamber, and I sort of kind of talked Randy into coming out of retirement for a little while to do this job for us. Initially, we said 3 months, and no.
You were lying when you said that.
Yeah, exactly. I was lying. But Randy has done a terrific job. Former director of Main Street Martinsburg, owner of R. Lewis Clothier, just a super duper active person in the community. Morning Rotary, we don't hold that against him.
There's a rivalry there.
Yeah, there is a little bit of rivalry. But Randy has done a really good job sort of stabilizing where we need to be, and is really at the helm at driving where we're going to be with a new executive director.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to praise you. I'm honored. I'm very honored to work with her. Really, I am.
We all are.
And you really can't say no to her. Yeah. Really. So when she came and approached me, I said, "Okay, I'll help you," because I do like her. I do like her a lot. So
cool.
Yeah, you can say no to her the first time. It's the 50th time that you finally your willpower wears down. So.
Well, thank you.
Bill knows from experience.
I know from experience. Yeah.
Indeed.
It's been a great working relationship, really. I mean, I truly believe the Chamber is a great organization, and it has been for years, and we just had some hiccups, and now that we're on track, I think we're moving forward, and we got a lot going on and exciting.
What's the job of the Chamber of Commerce?
The day-to-day operations.
What is the purpose of the organization? How does it benefit the community?
The benefit of the community, the Chamber actually works for them as for members. We're a membership organization that we help them network their business. We have lots of resources. We do a lot of events that actually gets them involved into our community. But we're also a commerce where we try to help the businesses with some type of, with incentives that, for this, we just came back off of, or actually we're going on to a trip to Washington, D.C. next week. And we're talking to legislators about our issues and concerns here in Berkeley County.
What are some of those?
Our concerns?
Yes.
Well, we do have a lot of concerns.
Yeah, I think from the, certainly what we talked about with the mayor, infrastructure needs in the community, how do we couple not unbridled growth, but the economic impact of businesses coming here along with the other pieces that go right along with it. So, plus I think we're there to listen. So the trip is actually going to be Monday, April 7th, and anyone is welcome. All you have to do is call the chamber office. We can get you a ticket on the MARC train. We're going down. So this is an event, if you will. It's sort of what's old is new again. The Chamber used to do this many, many years ago. Bill probably remembers.
Yes, I was.
You were there.
I was there.
And it was a really good experience. And we thought, especially with 2 new representatives, with Riley Moore and Senator Justice, we thought this would be a good time to go in and talk to them and listen to them, as well as voice some of our concerns.
And they also can actually register through our Facebook page. We can the links there, they can just hit that and they can just sign up for that. Actually, this morning we have four more people coming on board.
So we're at about 14 or so.
About 18.
18.
Yeah, I got my Rotarians involved. So.
Yeah.
And do you have time scheduled with Senator Justice and Senator Capito and Riley Moore?
We do have a agenda that we're actually filling. So it's actually an easy just pay your $50 if you're a member, or if you're a non-member, it's $65. But it's a train ride. Everything's organized for you. We have a bag breakfast sponsored by BCT Bank, and then we'll have lunch down there, and we'll talk, and we'll have a scheduled.
I think we have a tour of the Capitol, that Senator Capito's office is facilitating for us as well.
Which is good. So
yeah, will you actually have FaceTime with the members, or are you going to be just the staff?
At least two.
At least
we know
two.
that we have two with. We have Senator Capito, who is coming back to town for us. We chose Monday because Monday is generally, Monday, Friday, people can take off a little easier. But from a congressional standpoint, it's not that easy. So Senator Capito, we understand, is coming back to town to meet with our group, and we have Riley Moore. We have a time confirmed as well. Still working on Senator Justice, but
will you meet with Carol Miller? Any purpose?
We did not schedule that yet. And believe it or not, when you try to move, and I have to give a little shout out to our major planners, that would be Christy Hadley from BCT and one Will Lawrenson, who, believe it or not, I pulled into the fray. Will worked for Senator Capito for 4 years, so he still has connections there. But moving 18 to 25 people just around is not the easiest thing to do. So we thought 3 meetings, a tour, would probably be
and Miller wouldn't have a lot of incentive, as it's not her district, obviously.
I realize that, but except for West Virginia, representing West Virginia.
Just a West Virginia thing.
Yeah, and I realize she is not our representative.
I know you did,
going back to a couple of things. One, you referenced hiccups, and I don't want to speak ill of anybody, but the previous director, and we as kind of on the outside did not experience hiccups. Were the hiccups substantive enough that warranted a change?
Well, so what happened, Beth Webster, the former director who was with the Chamber for 3 years, actually submitted her resignation. And we, back in middle November, that was before we brought Randy into the mix. But she withdrew. She resigned, and it was effective immediately. So it was a personal decision on her part, and the board accepted her resignation, and that's really all I can say about that.
When I say hiccups, I mean because then there's nobody there at the chamber except for there was Natalie. She's our promotion marketing director. She does a great job, and we also had a Annette that was there as the admin. So you need someone there at the helm. So that's why I said hiccups, because you got to see day-to-day operations. You got to make sure, the chamber is busy. It's amazing what we do in a day, and it's crazy, but it's good crazy.
Yeah. Well, that clarifies.
Yeah, and one of the things that we also did recently is that administrative bookkeeping position. We decided as a board, for lots of reasons, but really from a financial stability standpoint, we are actually parsing that out. We have
accounting firm.
We have an accounting firm that's going to do that. We did that in-house and decided that was a better move for us.
It makes everybody accountable, and it makes and move forward with that. So
as a protocol or the procedure for the selection, walk through the steps that's involved. How wide a network search did you do? Are there various steps of selection, and who makes the final decision?
So at the executive board, we met and we talked about it, and we felt that right now the first steps would be to really seek out local. So we actually advertised just really by email blast and our Facebook page.
And word of mouth.
Because I really feel personally it needs to be someone that knows our community, that's been here, that knows our struggles, our challenges. And nothing against from the previous director, but she really wasn't from the area.
Yeah.
And it takes time to get her involved. Where
she was a big city individual as well.
She was, yes. So I feel that a local person would be best at the helm at the chamber. So that's our first step we did. So we're weeding through. We have got some great resumes. Our cutoff date is April 1st. And then we'll actually meet with our search committee. We have a 6-member search committee.
Can you tell who's on the search committee? Is that?
I don't know. I don't see why not. Yeah.
So we have our chairman, Maria Lawrenson. We have Ken Barton. He's on our board member.
And he will follow me next year as the 100th chair. I couldn't manage to do that somehow. So,
and then we
100
have,
years next year.
Our previous board of director, our board chairman is Justin Henry. He's on that search committee. And then we have Leslie Gant from the Economic Development. And then we have Donna Van Meter. And myself, so we have 6.
An impressive group of folks, yeah.
So I think we'll get the job done.
So you'll narrow it down to 2 or 3, or will you make the selection of that?
So far we have 12, and our deadline's April 1st. So I'm thinking we'll get some more because I've got numerous phone calls and emails asking a lot of questions about the job. So I think we'll get more. So I think we're going to narrow it down to at least the best 6.
Best 6, and then will the search committee?
We'll interview
the next step,
and then we'll all meet together. We already started a plan where we've scheduled 2 consecutive days of interviewing these
now, will the
candidates.
search committee make the final decision, or do you refer to someone else?
No, the search committee will make that.
We'll make a recommendation to the executive committee and to the board.
Yes.
Okay, and the board will make.
And then the board makes the decision. Correct.
What is the local chamber's relation to the state chamber of commerce, Randy and Maria?
Well, actually, I have not really been involved that much with the state, but I do see a lot of emails coming through, and I know they have a lot of resources for, some areas, but I really haven't played that part out.
And I think from a organizational standpoint, they are a resource. I think just from my involvement over the years, the state chamber does get a little more involved in some of the political avenues. We are a nonpartisan, non-political, we have done in the past, certainly advocated on the part of, school bonds and levies and that kind of thing. But in terms of that, I think Randy's right that we use the state chamber really more as a resource. We're a member. It's kind of an umbrella. So.
Would you have any advantage at all of working with the national level, National Chamber of Commerce? The reason I'm asking is that the head of the national level was an honoree at the Stubblefield Institute, distinguished individual a couple years ago. So she's aware of
what we're doing
We're
here.
doing.
Yes. Oh, wow.
It's a good outreach
definitely.
plan.
Thank you.
For the new executive.
Yeah,
right?
from the executive.
When do you anticipate that person actually taking over?
So I told Maria, I'd like to stop at May 31st. That's my last day. So we're actually.
But we're not sure.
So we're actually.
She's working you.
Hopefully, we'll hire the new CEO president sometime in May.
All right. If you need a little bridge, can Bill be the interim CEO of the chamber?
No,
I'm not about to follow Randy Lewis or anything. His threshold's way too high.
No.
Well, and I think Randy has, with a little bit of arm twisting, perhaps, has said that he's willing to stay on board, to help. And
plus, I want to be a volunteer too, because that's the greatest thing that I see in this chamber is the volunteerism. Just like for Will Lawrenson and Christy Hadley, just setting up that trip. I mean, they have their own jobs, they have their own livelihood, but they take time out to do their volunteers for the chamber because I think they believe in the chamber. And that's,
Taking a step back, Rob, looking at the depth of the stable that we have people to call upon, having someone of Randy Lewis's talent and caliber and respect that they has the community, having someone like Randy coming in and filling the gap, I think is very impressive, not only for the chamber but for the community as a whole.
Well,
it really is. And one of the things that I have found, again, in this relationship that Randy and I have sort of forged over the past couple months, he and I both went Leadership Berkeley, which is a long-standing program. Randy and I are both graduates, me way before him. But it's a program designed to, enlighten, sometimes young, sometimes not so young. John Gilstrap, are you listening? Leaders in the community to learn more about the business community. So Randy and I went on the Leadership Berkeley trip to Charleston, the legislative trip. Oh my goodness. So yes, it was a lot of fun. Yes, it was very eye-opening. Yes, the bus ride is long, but what impressed me the most was the caliber of this class coming through, the young and not so young leaders that we have. I really felt confident after that trip that the future of Berkeley County businesses is in really good hands.
Definitely. And we also just started back our young professionals, which is impressive because we first kicked off at Black Draft last month, and it was amazing to see like 35 young professionals coming
Under
out.
the age of 40.
Under age of 40.
We were able to go, though.
We
went. They didn't card us.
You went to an advisory capacity.
Yeah, we did.
But
we
we're
did,
able to do every event, you know that.
Yeah.
So we're going to Toasted. So the next event is April 3rd at Toasted. So we're going to go.
Okay.
And open
See?
up. So because
Yeah.
she's board president, I'm the CEO. So
We're a team.
it was fun. So.
Yeah, it was-
But they're very impressive because they really, in the
Asked
Charleston
really
trip,
good
they asked a lot
questions.
of good questions to the legislative. It was amazing. So I'm glad that's back in form, because it's been 10, 12 years that we didn't have the young professionals.
When a business joins the chamber, is everybody who works at the business then a member of the chamber as well?
Yes.
So that could be hundreds of people.
Yes, and we encourage the
Thousands.
employees to really find 21 to 40-year-olds in their business to come out and join this young professionals.
What percentage, any idea of the businesses in Berkeley County are members of the chamber?
Well, we have 500 businesses that are members, so
Well, that's a pretty good number.
yeah, it is.
And the majority, as you might expect, are small businesses.
They're mostly
I mean,
small business.
obviously we have the P&Gs and the
big
and
businesses.
the Cloroxes, but
Overall, it's a small business, which is normally the backbone of our economy.
Does the chamber encourage members, businesses, to get involved with the United Way, for instance, and payroll deduction, that sort of thing, in terms of contributing to the United Way, or any charity or agency? Is there any of that sort of thing that goes on?
I don't think so. I mean, just as some of the programming that we do. So, for example, for Leadership Berkeley, they hear from an array of the nonprofit community. They actually have a community project that they work on that connects them with a nonprofit. So in sort of an ancillary way, I would say yes, but not in an advocacy way, saying you must go out and do this, that, or the other
Right.
thing. But you'll see those folks
You will.
everywhere.
Plus, I think with the Unity campaign that just happened, a lot of our businesses were involved in that.
Yes.
So I think it kind of crosses over.
We had Penny Porter on yesterday.
Yeah,
and
yes.
It just kind of still fresh in my mind.
She's my neighbor.
Yeah, a great lady.
Yeah.
And I know we don't have this as much, but in the past, if a large company, they had many of their employees doing payroll
Deduction?
contributions for deduction. But when they move out, those contributions end, and then there's a big hole in the budget. And I know that they've gone through some other things that have created a hole in their budget they're looking to make up. So wasn't sure if there was any active crossover that went on between the chamber and say, something like the United Way in the community. But I appreciate
That could be
your
for the
answer.
new CEO. Maybe could form that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
You never know. I got just a couple of minutes left. Randy, can individuals join the Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, definitely.
You're
They
not
can.
you're not affiliated with the business?
Bill is a
Yep,
member.
I'm a member.
How about
Thank you,
but
Bill.
through the Stubblefield Institute?
Well,
correct?
no. Bonnie and I have been a member for several years
Okay.
before the Stubblefield.
Just as individuals.
As individuals, yeah.
Yeah, and the cost is very reasonable. It's the cost is really based on how many employees you have. So for small businesses, oftentimes it's $125, $250, and then the nonprofit rate is also very
low.
reasonable.
Yeah, like
Again,
170.
yeah, based on the number of employees. So
Do you folks do a golf tournament or anything?
We do. We're actually gearing up our golf
Because
tournament.
it's springtime.
May 7th out at the Woods. So we're actually, I talked to Natalie yesterday, and we probably have maybe 1 or 2 left.
Slots?
Foursomes?
That's all you have
Foursomes.
left?
Yeah.
Well.
So we've been working that. So great committee to work with. It's going to be a great golf tournament. It's our 40.
Something.
yeah, third, fifth.
No,
I'm trying to think.
Third or 44th
Okay.
year annual golf
If
tournament.
somebody wants to join or to play in the round,
Well,
what's the
we only have
contact?
2 slots left, so you better
Better
get 'em.
do it soon. Okay.
Call the chamber.
Call the chamber or go on our Facebook page and register, or our website. So
All right. I've got 30 seconds left. Final thought is yours, Maria.
Well, again, we're just really excited moving forward. What we have to, number one, offer the community, and number two, where we're moving in the
Right.
future.
Very good. Well,
thank you all very much.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
Randy, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
Not sure if we'll see Randy again before he hands over the title.
Probably not.
Maybe we'll get him in here. We'll see.